If someone had told me that one of the ugliest days of my life would also lead me to the greatest love I'd ever know, I would have laughed or maybe cried, but I never would have believed them. See, in the heart of a big company in Lagos, one of those places where everyone acts like they're chasing some invisible prize, there was this quiet girl named Aaliyah and a man everyone called Jabari, the new cleaner with soft hands and a gentle look that didn't quite fit the job. The world there ran on gossip, side eyes, and the kind of silent competition that makes folks forget they're human. But let me back up a second. Aaliyah, she was different. Her beauty wasn't just in her face. It was the way she greeted the gatekeeper with respect, or how she'd pause to help the elderly receptionist adjust her seat. She prayed in the break room when no one was watching, always kept to herself. And because of that, some people decided she was strange easy target. Jabari? He wore that oversized, faded uniform and carried his mop like it was a shield. The other staff, they snickered behind his back, called out the softness of his hands, as if that was some unforgivable flaw. What they didn't know was that Jabari had never done cleaning work in his life until this job. One morning, after Tina, one of those folks who talks loud just to make herself bigger, nearly shoved Jabari to the floor and barked, "Stupid man, are you blind?" It was Aaliyah who stood up for him. "He's just trying his best," she said, quiet but firm. Tina sneered, "Oh, you like cleaners now?" But Aaliyah didn't flinch. That afternoon, she brought Jabari bread and a bottle of water during lunch. "You didn't have to," he said, but she just smiled. "You looked hungry. And nobody deserves to be treated like that." Maybe that was the first time Jabari felt really seen. You know what I mean? Sometimes, kindness is more shocking than cruelty in places like that. Rain hit the city the next day, coming down so hard it seemed like the sky was mad at the world. Aaliyah arrived soaked, umbrella broken, shoes squishing, and all Tina did was laugh. She's wet like a street dog. Cleaner's girlfriend. Even the security guard tried not to smile. To top it off, someone hit her chair. She had to sit on a broken plastic one that wobbled every time she moved. Jabari offered to help, but she shook her head. "They want me to react. I won't." You could see his heart break a little right then. Later, Aaliyah found a quiet corner and let the tears come. Jabari showed up, didn't say much, just offered her a handkerchief, his initials stitched in the corner. "You believe me, right?" she whispered. He nodded. "You have an honest heart." Sometimes, those little words mean more than grand speeches. Let me paint a scene for you. Aaliyah, after a rough day, barefoot in the rain, helps an old woman push a barrow of bananas down the street, her last act of kindness for the day. That night, hungry and exhausted, she sits in her one-room apartment, clutching old family photos, missing the mother she lost, holding on to the hope that things might get better. Meanwhile, Jabari's in his own small flat, thinking about Aaliyah, about what it means to be kind when the world keeps handing you reasons not to be. Things got worse before they got better. A file went missing from finance, and suddenly, people pointed fingers at Aaliyah. "We saw her pick something up," they cried. Security searched her desk, her bag, found nothing, but the shame didn't wash off. The next day, another humiliation. A supervisor purposely spills hot tea on the floor, then mocks Jabari as he cleans. But Aaliyah kneels beside him, helping him wipe it up, and when she looks up at the man responsible, her words cut deeper than any slap. "Is that what strength looks like to you?" she asks. The office goes silent. For the first time, Jabari knows he's not alone. But then Aaliyah collapses at work from exhaustion and hunger. Most people do nothing, call her a faker, say she's after attention. Only Jabari runs to her, scoops her up, and carries her in the pouring rain to a clinic. That image, him soaked, barefoot, carrying her limp body, will never leave my mind. The nurse shakes her head. This girl hasn't been eating. She works too hard. Jabari just sits by her side, whispering prayers, refusing to leave. "You're not alone anymore," he tells her when she wakes. And for once, she believes it. You think that's the end? Not a chance. Back at work, the cruelty ramps up. Buckets kicked over, insults hurled, files moved, chairs broken, hot coffee spilled. Jabari gets pushed, falls hard, and lies on the wet floor as people laugh. But Aaliyah, again, walks straight through the crowd, kneels beside him, and helps him up. "He saved my life," she shouts at the others, "and you treat him like dirt." For a moment, you could hear the world hold its breath. Just as things seem to be settling, Aaliyah gets accused of stealing from the company embezzlement, they say. She's dragged out in handcuffs as her colleagues watch, some triumphant, some silent with shame. Sitting in her cell, knees pulled to her chest, she feels utterly alone until Jabari shows up. "You haven't lost me," he promises. "Tomorrow, the truth will come out." And it does. The next day, the whole company is called into the conference room. Jabari walks in not in his cleaner's uniform, but a sharp suit, flanked by bodyguards. "I am Jabari Akhoy, owner and CEO of this company," he announces. You could hear jaws hit the floor. Turns out, he'd been undercover, looking for real character, not just skills. CCTV footage rolls, exposing Tina and her friends for fraud. They're arrested on the spot. Jabari looks at Aaliyah. "I found what I was looking for in you," he says quietly. But Aaliyah isn't just grateful. She's hurt. "You let me suffer," she says, and you can't blame her. Jabari promises to spend the rest of his life making it right, not with money, but with love and loyalty. Slowly, she lets herself forgive. He takes her to his real homie, a penthouse by the sea, full of art and peace. No gold pillars, just warmth and light. She's hesitant at first, but soon realizes it's not the luxury, it's the feeling of belonging. They share quiet breakfasts, laughter, and peace, something both of them never truly had before. They get married under a giant tree in Jabari's mother's village, surrounded by family, traditions, and the promise of a new beginning. A year later, their son is born Amani, meaning faith. He's proof that love, even one born from hardship, can become something beautiful. Their home is now filled with laughter, baby cries, and gentle nights humming village songs. They don't need to prove anything to anyone anymore. So, dear listener, maybe you're wondering what's the real lesson here? Is it about love or about kindness? Is it about how even the quietest act can change everything? Or is it about how people who seem invisible sometimes end up being the ones who matter most? I'll leave that for you to decide. But let me ask you this. In a world that often rewards cruelty, what would you do if your own test of kindness came tomorrow? Would you risk your comfort to do what's right? Share your thoughts below. I'd love to know what you think about justice, second chances, and whether you believe real love can survive even the toughest trials.